YouTube family, by the time you watch this video, the Sparking Zero development team will have addressed the rage quitting issue in Ranked. And this brings us over the 95 percentile as it pertains to issues that the community has brought forth since the release of Sparking Zero. And I know that everyone would have loved for there to have been a free beta that irons out all these kinks. I know everyone would have loved for them to address all of these issues in 15 days since Sparking Zero released in October. I know that everyone would have loved for the game to just come out perfect from the jump. However, what they were able to accomplish in 10 weeks, if you have any basic understanding and empathy for game developers, you'll be able to see that is commendable. And so this is why I didn't jump on the bandwagon where everyone was saying, oh my gosh, the Sparking Zero developers are being exposed. I said, no, I think the community is being exposed, but give the developers their opportunity to cook. Give them their opportunity to fight back, because I think that they will. And we've seen the results of that over the past 2.5 weeks since we got the most recent patch, and now they're addressing the rage quitting issue. What I really want to make this video about though is I'm seeing some buzz about how people think ranked should proceed now. And a lot of people are saying, let's reset ranked entirely and put everybody's scores back to 0. And I said, no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't even play ranked very much, right? I just started playing ranked. And I just think that punishes people who have been playing fair, honest, and running real fate. I think that punishes them just because other people decided that they wanted to exploit the system because they couldn't handle losses. So this is kind of what I mean when I talk about people who have to validate their gaming experience through ranked. Because I was talking to a guy and he was essentially in favor of just resetting everyone's rank to 0 because of this new update. And I was like, I don't think it's necessary. And he talked about how, well, there are guys who are top 1 with a certain character or top 5 with a certain character, and they cheese their way using rage quitting in order to be able to do that. And so it's no longer enough for that person to be able to just go and get their Z rank like they wanted in the first place. They have to be top 5 or they have to be top 1. And in order to be able to get that route, they are okay with totally resetting everyone's stats, even people who worked hard for the position that they're already in. That's the type of stuff that I feel like is toxic to gaming. And so my thing is, it's very simple. If you are of the opinion that there's so many people in these different ranks that don't deserve to be there and they used rage quitting to get there, just go beat them in ranked. Like, to me, that is the most natural and sensible way to approach the situation. Now, going forward, we're only 2.5 months into the game. If this was to you supposed to be a race to Z rank, and you were putting the game down after 2 months regardless, I get why you would be upset. But if you really wanted to play Sparking Zero into a deep life cycle of what this game is supposed to be, you have years to walk down the people who are not supposed to be in Z rank. You have years to walk down the people who are not supposed to be in S rank or A rank and knock them out of the positions that they do not deserve. That, to me, is the natural way to go about this, where you don't have to wipe away people's stats who worked really hard to get there. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that 90% or more are people who spent all their time rage quitting. It's probably a large percentage. It may be 30 or 35%, but that's still the minority. And I think a lot of people just practiced and went into ranked and won their matches fairly. And maybe some of them used cheese, right? But at the very least, they weren't robbing people of their actual wins by quitting. And I don't think those people deserve to have their rank taken away just because everyone wants to level the playing field so that they can be number 1 or number 2, or they can get to Z rank faster than everybody else. I don't believe in that. If you believe that there are people in positions in the Sparking Zero ecosystem and they don't deserve it, go beat them up. Like, this is a fighting game, right? Or at least this is a Dragon Ball experience game where you prove yourself via fights. Go beat them up. And if they're really not good, like you say, By February, they should not be in Z rank anymore. By February, they should not be at S rank anymore. If they're truly as bad as people say they are, go beat them up. Like, do it the natural and organic way. We don't need these drastic measures to be taken where we reset everybody's rank and now people who played fairly, right, have to suffer for it. Now, I will say one thing though. Now, one thing I do think they could do, which is a bit of a stretch though, is they have all the data for people's disconnect rates, right? Like, as much data as we have about our ranked matches and stuff, they have way more. So they have data on what people's disconnect rates are. And I'd be willing to bet that they could also look at the data and determine, like, did this person have a 4-bar connection prior to disconnecting? And I think that they could use all that information to conclude that, hey, you probably spent the majority of your time rage quitting. So it looks like you're in Z rank, but based on these calculations, you should probably be down here in C5 and just gut those people's points to hell. They may not necessarily be able to award points to all the people that person played, but at the very least, like, the developers would be able to say, hey, this is, we couldn't give you everything, right? But we did take measures against people that were ruining your experience with the game. That is something that, like, if they were to do something like that, I don't think they should do it in like an overhaul. I think they should just do periodic scans throughout the community and looking at their disconnect rates, and just maybe every month for a little bit, just start like gutting people's ranks, as opposed to trying to do it all in one lump sum. Because I feel like if they tried to do it all in one lump sum, like, something strange would happen and a bunch of people who don't deserve to get punished will all of a sudden look up and realize they're in D rank and be like, what the hell? But if they had like a slow rollout of something like that, I think that is something that the community would look at Sparking Zero and say, bet, like, we trust y'all going forward with this game. Even if it doesn't necessarily turn out to be that all the people who should have been awarded points are ultimately awarded points. And here we are at the end of the video. I also did another video that discussed my experience with ranked so far, so you should check that out. It's probably going to be about right here. I can't remember where those pop up at. But let me know what you guys think. Like, what going forward, should there be any major changes when it comes to ranked? How did you guys feel about everybody's rank going to 0? And just what are your thoughts on how y'all feel like Sparking Zero is going to be moving forward? I'm really excited for the next DLC, or the first DLC, because I want to play as Orange Piccolo, and so I'm hoping he's going to be kind of a part of that pack, because Piccolo is one of my favorite characters from the series. Other than that, like, I'm going to be jumping in and playing a few more ranked matches. My training partner has been kind of playing some Marvel Rivals, and so you know, just to get my fix on Sparking Zero, I have had to jump online and play some of you strangers a little bit. Again, we're at the end of the video. If you like the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you will subscribe.
Listen, everyone!